And we're back. How are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
I don't know. I feel like it's been a journey. Woo! Ask me about my shirt.
Oh, what is this shirt you got on?
I'm about to give it double meaning. Of course, you know, it was a shirt from church, but it says got faith.
Of course it is.
So I got faith that our viewers are going to watch to the end. I got faith that you all are going to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? And share it with a friend. Thank you. Because we've been watching the analytics and y'all not watching the whole video.
You've been watching.
I have. And we need y'all to watch the whole video. Even if y'all push play and just let them play in the background.
We're thankful for what you get.
We are very thankful. So, this was chapter 9 titled Losing Hope.
Which is also a double meaning type title.
I thought about that as it was going. Like, I don't know. It's
actually, I would say, a triple meaning.
It was a lot of layers.
It's very layered. But there was a very, very good chapter.
Yeah.
You want to start
No, the first question I had was really just like, do you have any memories in black and white? I thought it was interesting that Matt shared that they had a memory in black and white. And I was like, oh, I wonder if...
No.
All your memories are in color.
Every last one of them.
I think all my memories are too.
Every last one of them.
I just thought that was so interesting. But, side note, I love the black and white. We're going to stay on task because we also cooking and it's smelling good.
So, and I will check on that in a second. No, but for my first thing that I wanted to bring up was, I thought the quote that he stated in the book was highly profound. Because he said, you can't see yourself until you see yourself in other people. How did you feel about that? I have my own thoughts.
I totally agree. So, I mean, that was a very profound quote. I have aspirations to do other things in my life. And there have been some famous people that have done these things. And I saw it on TV, but it wasn't until like I met a person and I could put a name to a face and I had a relationship with this person. I was like, oh, this is actually attainable. And then here's the recipe, if you will. Here's the steps of how to get there and what to do. So, and I knew someone that is in the profession I want to do. And they used to always say seeing is believing. So it was like, if you don't see it, it's not going, you're not going to believe it. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was profound for me because just as a black gay man growing up in the South, growing up in the church, growing up with a single parent, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
I was not able to see me in a lot of spaces growing up at all. And when I did see people that I identified with, it was almost alien because it never seemed
real. Like
I could be in that space because it was always a restriction. And it wasn't until I allowed my curiosity to expand that I began to be in places and meet people. When I met my best friend, actually, almost 10 years ago, being with him and seeing him out and performing really showed me, oh, I can just do the things that I want and it'd be okay. I can be who I am and be okay. It's like, you have the balls to be out here on stage as a black gay person and you're not afraid. And a lot of that, you can't see yourself, is usually a fear thing, along with an ignorance thing. But those two go hand in hand. But that's my overall thoughts on that. So I just really connected with it.
I agree. So Matt also talking about on this story of hope, and it's almost interesting because I kind of forgot who Hope was, because that technically all Hope's life Hope was becoming Hope. You know,
I mean, Hope
in a sense, Hope kind of knew who Hope was.
Hope was there, but Hope had to
emerge. As a butterfly. So I can't remember who Hope, the name there. I forgot Hope's born identity. Jermaine.
I was about to say it's Jermaine.
Okay, I forgot.
Yeah,
but I had to think because I thought about the nanny's response. That's what made me think. I was like, okay, but I was just gonna ask. Before that, was there any family members you saw a reflection of who you wanted to be?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once
again, I know we joked about this like a couple weeks ago, but you know the one meme where it's like, I don't have any gay cousins or something like that, and it's
I'm the gay cousin. So for me, I mean, well, again, I just never. I think I had always, to be honest, like kept it packed away. Like gay was not saying gay wasn't me, but it was just like that was something, but I couldn't live it out. But the thing, right
in the church, black.
But the thing, slash
and person, a PK or EK, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing that I was gonna say was like the person that I saw that I wanted to be like. So I always talk about my Aunt Crystal. I also had an Uncle Frank, who was so that is the youngest sibling on my mother's side. So he's after her, the one that we had a conversation about. But he was just always fun, lovable. Everybody loved when he come around and. Just like the life of the party. I would say still to this day. And I was like, oh, I want to be that. I can get that way, but sometimes
Definitely.
But I feel like people know and love me in some sense.
You got the energy.
Right, I have the energy, but I'm just saying like for the most part, sometimes depending on how I feel, I might, or depending on the situation, I might not always come into it like, hey, like, no, homecoming.
Oh, honey,
homecoming is different. Like, it just depends on what the situation is. But you know, you get my little friend, Mikey Mike, come, I don't want to get no endorsements. I'm just going to say my friend, Mikey Mike. Or, you know, that's almost
hey. About it.
But, you know, you
will be the face.
You get me loose as a goose, don't get me started. I'm that person. I mean, or you know, if I roll up to the function, I'm like that. It is what it is. But I mean, that was the person I was just like, that's who I want to be like. Before I knew, or before I was really acknowledging the leg booty community.
Well, in that case, I'll say if I wanted to be like anybody, I would have wanted to be more like my granddad, just because. He was all parts of, at the time, in my adolescence. He was everything I thought that a man should be, could be, sounded like. He was strong to me. He was handsome. He was very intellectual, smart, creative. He also showed his emotions. My granddad would cry. He would want to hug and kiss. You know, he had all that type of, and I was like, yeah, he seems cool. I'd be like him. Again, everybody has a gray area. Ain't nobody perfect.
Yeah.
But at least how he showed love to me at that time, or this period, was always like,
that's it. That's what I want to be.
He's a man that I could see my shoes being in as someone that sees myself becoming a man. Just like in the book. George stated that they did not see their identity at the time as becoming trans, even though their family member, that was an identity that they connected with.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I don't have that many because
I be like da, da, da. I'm sorry. So we just rapid fire.
When the topic of Loretta came up, do you remember that?
Yes.
I was just
Charmaine's mom. Yes.
So I was like, do you have any? Well, I think I know. But like, Are there any family members that have gone on in your family's life as a whole, where if like you bring them up, it's still kind of a painful one?
Yeah. For me,
I know I'm saying for the family, because everybody kind of grimaced when it was like it's too soon. When Hope was like, my middle name is Loretta.
Yeah. I mean, I would still say the same. Like that was my Aunt Crystal. But I do feel like that was very huge. And I know like a lot of people always talk about like the matriarchs is like being the glue and stuff like that. She was that person. Like I feel like it was nobody that she could not call and she asked for anything. It's like, I'll do it for you. For me, it'd be like my mom and my Aunt Crystal. Like, you know, of course my grandma. Like, you know, those were like top three. And of course my sister. But like, that was like my mom away from my mama. Yeah. So, and I feel like she was that for so many people. So, especially on, you know, all her nieces and nephews and family and even her brothers and sisters, like, she was I want to say like a common ground. Yeah. She was like a voice of reason, if you will, because she gonna tell you if you right or wrong. Like that don't make sense. Yeah, and it was just like it wasn't I'm gonna favor you. Like me and her have had hard conversations, and I've had to understand where she was coming from. Even if we didn't agree, it was like, okay, this was a conversation that you had. At the end of the day, I still love you, and it's not like we're leaving from this situation upset. It was like
I still respect you.
Yeah, it's like thanks for having a conversation. You know, hey, I gotta work on it. This is a two-part question. What was your earliest memory of queerness? Like,
my earliest memory of queerness was in church.
What happened?
I just fam recognized fam. So I could tell, this person doesn't act like this. The group of people I associate them to be in a little different. Not understanding or really having any confirmation, but it was like,
I see you.
I find some identity with how you behave, how you represent yourself, present yourself. So that is where I'll say was
like the first time. Do you remember the age or anything like that? Or like
you said the first time I recognized
queerness, like earliest memory. What was your earliest memory of queerness?
Yeah, and again, it's not like they were out. Like it's just
you just
from what I saw.
Yeah.
I was young. I was maybe 4 or 5-ish.
And again, the reason why, because I think Matt said something in the book like children like us that are different. When addressing Hope or who Hope would be.
Oh, right.
So that was like, I wonder when was my first time. For me, I think, again, I always think back, I want to say it had to be either second grade or before second grade. When I was in the bathroom, I don't know who you was, little boy, but we got caught in the bathroom. But outside of that, I just always thought little boys I didn't know the word was attractive. I just knew like whenever they describe something as cute, I'm like, I could see cuteness in him.
Yeah, if I want to be with somebody.
Yeah, or
whatever
like
that means.
Spend more time with him or them. It's like, I want to be with him. Her, we could play. Girl, you look cute. I want to play in your hair. But like you like that? Like boyfriend.
Again, I like girls up to about 6th grade. I was like devoted, but I also had feeling towards boys too.
Never into the fish.
I was like, I'm sending them notes, and I'm being a creep. Like, there she is.
You know what? I did send that one letter to that girl.
Yeah, you told me.
I did send that one letter to that girl, and she was like, And ever since then,
I got a few of those.
I was like, it took me one time. And I remember her name. It took me one time.
I guess it didn't hurt that bad.
But on top of that, I think
when I got rejected by a guy.
But I think, I never tried that when I was younger. But I think it was
did.
I think it was just the fact of like.
Well, when I think younger, I mean like college.
Oh no, I don't know. But my thing is, in college I was always like, ugh. Anyway,
I went for it in college.
I mean, I did too. I had fun, but I'm just saying.
I was like, oh, I like this guy.
Oh no! I was
talk to this
never
guy?
that bold. I'm not even bold like that to this day. I just told you somebody came up to me in Target. If you're watching, hit us up in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
No, I'll go
keep
for
saying
it.
That.
But I'm like, I got to see. I can't. If you just looking.
I mean, I was.
Way,
well,
I can't. My gaydar. You got to be.
I felt like I was disheveled in Target, and this person still approached me. So I was like, oh. I was feeling the heat. I was like, oh, this is the fire. I mean, it was a moment, and I was like, oh.
You was disheveled, and
I
still disheveled.
I felt like.
You can't take me at my disheveled.
Okay.
You can't have me at my whatever.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you might be the one. Because I'm feeling that you approached me.
And the fact that he kept coming back with the
I was like,
and the communication.
Yeah, I was just trying to like, oh, you know what? Let's go. And he's like, no, we're going to talk.
He said, I'm trying to see about
you. We were there for a good little, I'm talking about people walking by. I'm like, I don't really
He should have.
It don't matter. If you find this video, young man, you know who you are. Hit me up. Hit us up in the comments. Or there's no DM. Anyway.
You can go to Twitter.
Yeah, go to our Twitter. DuCubeBois. Same handle. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it about 10 million times. And watch this video all the way to the end. All right. So the follow-up to that question was, that was your earliest memory of queerness. Was it a moment you said, like, you identified this is what it is, and like, oh, I'm gay. I'm a part of that.
Well, I'll say the first time, or like when I realized, like, oh, I might be gay. I got bullied in middle school, and it was like, oh, these people are picking on me for a reason. And it's like, is it because of the way I feel? Because I do feel different. And they're calling me names. Mm-hmm. But also, it's negative. So I don't know how to...
I was going to say, can we take an aside? I don't know if there's a anti-bully association we need to be part of. I was like, just think about how miserable these children had to be. Because it's like, I'm still trying to discover who I am.
But it's not even that. It's like, I don't even think a lot of them are miserable, but maybe one or two of them are, but the rest are like...
But it's like, I didn't know who I was. And you sitting here...
None of them...
exposing me.
Most of the kids don't.
But you sit here exposing me saying, oh, you're gay.
Well, yes, because again, it's... You going with the crowd. Why would I associate with you, make you feel better when everybody else that is likable over here... It's picking on you. I'm gonna just do that. That's what all kids did. Most of them.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like the ones that
cruel
were like
every day. My children gonna come on, give me a hug. You okay? How was the day? Was the food good? Do we need to have a chef over tonight?
Because the kids that know themselves and are like secure with themselves early on, be like, that's not cool. Why would you do that? My sister, I feel like my sister's like that.
Well, I just want to say again, if
I don't have to follow around with these girls because they don't make no sense. I'll be like,
yeah,
why are you so far? I love that. But yeah, I definitely had to check my kids because my brother, he was a bully. I was like, why are you bullying people? What's wrong with you? I knew it was wrong, but
I just want to say thank God for my sister because again, she was the biggest bully. If I ever had a problem, hallelujah. That's all God was good. God did his big one on that. He sent her first. He sent her down through the earth first. And I praise him every day for it. Okay, next question.
Oh. You're supposed to answer.
I did. Oh, what was the moment? Oh, what was the moment? Yeah, I think it probably did occur around children bullying me. Or at least talking about my features, talking about how I was acting. And then probably also like, I mean, I don't, I guess it was like, it was a combination of that plus my family. So like, I do feel like I said, my father, when he was around, would make that statement like, put some bass in your voice. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, father? My voice is deep. Put some bass in my voice. I didn't know what he was talking about.
What's bass?
Bass? Like, what? So like, I guess that was like indication, and then like everybody was kind of like sensitive about certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like when I got out there and it was like kids would say stuff and I, ask or be curious. And then I did start doing something, experimenting. I was like, I like this. So like once I found, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty sure I was like either middle school or younger. Like it was before high school. I just knew like, oh, gay is that is it. So I can't remember the day or the date.
I mean, most people don't. It's like, I remember the time frame.
Like, ooh, I'm gay.
Where I was.
But even at the same time, like you said, being in the South, being a black male in the South, in the church, in the Bible Belt, it was just like, oh, you got to keep this bottled up.
With a parent that is in the church.
Oh, in the church.
Because my mama was very much so not that.
And I was going to say, she could watch it. But, I would love to interview her because I don't know how she also felt with her internal feelings. Because she is also a part of the leg booty community.
Your grandma was not in church, right?
Oh, my grandmother was. You can't say.
No, I'm not saying like she didn't attend church. Was she like minister, preach? Yes. Oh. Okay.
After my grandmother did all that she had to do, after she had all the fun. Honey.
Oh, it was right after that. She turned her life to the Lord.
I mean, it was like in between there, because all my uncles and my mom was like, this is not the same lady we grew up with.
Oh!
Yeah.
I guess
my grandma
that was
had
the disconnect
pictures.
For me, because I was like,
my grandma has
the
pictures.
grandma I know y'all talking about.
Yeah. When did it jump timeline and spaces, and this is a different woman.
Oh man, I'm sorry. We'll cut it out.
I didn't, hey, she's a different person. But I am trying to keep it short because this is your edit.
I don't care. It's fine.
You be like,
it's fine. I'm gonna just get it done.
Okay.
All right. I believe we went over all of it.
Okay. So next question.
Next caller. Okay.
How important are pictures to you?
Oh, I love them so very much. And I'm more of a traditionalist. I like the old school ones. I like photo albums. I want, because it really doesn't matter.
And the reason I'm asking, because Matt was saying, so when everybody was like, who's Loretta?
Go get the photo.
Yeah. Nanny was like, go get the.
That was me. I was always the shout. I'll go get it. I would go to your house. I would go to your grandmother's house.
And just look at stuff.
If she has something, I'd be like, oh, okay. And I'd be like, oh, what's the science? And if y'all came over there and started to educate me, I would sit there and I'd just be like, and that's Aunt Patricia. Oh, okay. And that's Tony. And Tony is, his real name is Anthony. That's why they call his son Ant. Because I'd just be sitting there like, because I do it all the time. I do that to all my friends. I've done it to, of course, my own family. And I'm not as great as taking pictures now. I'm getting better at it because I've unofficially become my family's photographer. Just because I was like, y'all don't take no pictures no time we get together. Mm-hmm. I want the pictures. So I started doing it and it was like, what? Now I'm...
Jeremy, come take the picture!
But I love photo albums. All of them.
Oh, so yeah, I guess you kind of answered the part 2 of that question. How important are them? How important are pictures to your family?
Let me tell you something. A cousin of mine, her house burnt down. She loved... that was the first thing I thought about.
The picture?
The photo album, because I used to go through hers too. And of course, we're related, but they have some family that's different. But we know them.
Yeah.
All those pictures. and Aunt Jackie and Niecy and them.
Yeah.
It's all gone. But it's like,
I love duplicating some photos.
I'm like, I gotta upload them or something.
I love.
I want them the physical, but we gotta keep them.
I love photos too. Mm-hmm. I might not like taking photos all the time because I don't feel like I'm photogenic, and so like sometimes even being on camera, I'll be like, ugh, gets me the ick. But I love photos.
I get used to it.
I love photos. I love looking at photos, and I love taking photos. Like one time, I think I need to find a book, but I submitted a photo to like some art something, and it was like published. I love photos. I love taking photos. I never like pursued it, but like. I think photos are very important and they do tell stories just depending on what it is. And I love photos.
Yeah.
I love them. When my original MacBook crashed, depressed. Do you hear me?
That's how
I had so many photos. And then let me tell you, not only did I start over from then, my last iPhone, this iPhone that we're on now, that crashed. Everything gone.
Oh yeah, I was there for that. I remember. I remember that. That was a rough time. Yeah, you were the
just me sitting here thinking about it now.
Yeah, you were in that
years.
Akeem, like the fetus. You was like, it's all gone.
I mean,
you be like, ain't that? I've tried everything.
Yeah.
I've gone through these different services,
and then
I've tried to go through support.
And what I hate the most is like, that's something that should really be supported. But I guess the only thing that I could think of, because I was gonna say there should really be a service to back up your photos. The only thing I think of is like hard drives, but just like, dang, now you gotta like have so many hard drives. But it's just like the service, Apple want to charge you for everything. Everybody want to charge you for everything. It's just like,
putting on a hard drive with a hard drive corrupt. So put it on the iCloud.
But it's
always there, but you gotta pay for the iCloud.
Right, but I was saying, like you said, corrupt, or if there's a fire, or just anything like if you get dislocated, it's not like the books, you know.
But that's the thing. Anything could. You can't be too tied to anything.
I know. So
sometimes
I mean, they are my heart and mind.
Right, you gotta trust your memories.
So
what you can remember,
like the photos that me and Brittany have, like when we went to South Africa, and mind you, we went with so many people. We went with so many people, but I remember, and Brittany could back this up. There was a particular video. I'm not even gonna tell on this. We'll talk about it later. But it was a video.
Once we got our Patreon up, maybe we'll throw it up there.
We gotta call Brittany so she could back this story up because I'm about to laugh.
Where's she been?
We do gotta contact her. Like we need to FaceTime her tonight. But it's okay. So basically, there was a video. So it was somebody's birthday. Oh my god! And the person that was there, I don't know, they were trying to impress us. We were in a different country, but they were like, oh, I can sing. We're going to sing happy birthday. Honey, they did a solo. The solo was not soloing. And for some reason, I'm on camera. Why am I on camera? I get Brittany's reaction, and I'm just behind the camera trying to hold it in. And I go back and I pan back to the singer. The soloist. And I tell you, I'm like, baby, don't you ever open your mouth up again, okay? Oh my God. Okay, but yes, they are very important to me. I love them down. All right, next question. Sorry, next question. So something else that came up throughout this particular chapter. Matt's mom was Hope's godparent. So I was gonna ask you,
Matt's mom. She's still with us. I was like, somebody passed away.
Yeah. But Nanny.
Then she was not. I don't remember. Matt's mom, you're a real one. She was a real one. I just wanted to give her a shout out because she was right there.
So I was gonna ask you, do you have godparents and do you have any memories?
No.
Do you have any godparents?
No.
So I had godparents.
You said what?
I said I had godparents.
If I do, I don't know them.
Oh no. My godparents have gone to glory. But my godparents were actually people in church. Like he was a minister and then my godmother, first lady, like they had a church and everything. They also had a business on the side. And I think that like that was even a different perspective from what I knew of black people, which is sad. Like up until that point, I'm like, oh, y'all own y'all house, y'all got a business, like you're supporting yourself. Like you're not going to clock in for somebody else. Like you're supporting yourself for your own means, and then you got a church that you maintain. Memories. I remember sometimes. So my godparents, they had a painting business. I remember actually going to certain locations with them to paint. My godmom had a green thumb. Her garden was amazing, and I think I always admired that because when they say like the grass and all was green on the other side, baby, her grass was green. Like she had a pond in her backyard. She had koi fish back there. Like she built it, was doing her thing. And you would have never thought because like the way that she built it, it was just like so amazing. They had this gate back there. Yeah, it like she made sure like she had like the mats or whatever of grass. So like, but it looks so beautiful. I don't know how they built it, and she was also into art. So like she was a painter and stuff like that.
I love creative people.
And that like again, these were things that I just like admire, and I'm just like, I don't see this in the hood. And we live in the projects like a few streets, a few blocks over.
When do we have the time and space to do that?
Right. So I just always admire that.
Yeah.
And
yeah. It's beautiful.
That's all. I'm not gonna get into the sad stuff, but I miss them too. How feelings of the older generation is out of fear for our safety, or how do you feel about older generation's fear for our safety? So like you remember when Nanny?
Yeah, I remember the part.
Okay.
She was basically kind of worried
like Matt was trying to justify why Nanny said what Nanny was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just being like, dang, you know, we already black. Now you want to put another label on yourself, another target, to where these people can terrorize you. Yeah. Because it's not, that fear is based in real life experience, especially for the older generation. Our generations don't really experience the same type of experiences they did. Because my grandmother told me stories of when she's walking home from school with her, you know, siblings, a bus full of white people come up and they just spitting at them. That didn't go down in my time. That didn't go down in my mom's time. That went on. So the fears that she has, nannies, and you know, the old generation in general, is just because
I was about to say
they literally did terrorize.
Right. I was going to say that reminded me of when Matthew Knowles was on Solange's album, and he had that intro and then goes into that song, Got a Lot to Be Mad About. And we still do.
I mean,
but
just the disrespect that is passed down from generation, and then the brunt of that we have to hold for our ancestors, like,
because a lot of them are also looking like, why aren't y'all doing better?
Because they're not spitting on y'all like they did.
Right, but it's that from our people, but then also them looking at other people, other races are looking at us like, why aren't y'all doing better? Y'all can be doing better.
And it's like,
racism doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, y'all maybe stop spitting on us physically, but y'all transferred that into a different system to disenfranchise us in a different way. Discriminate.
I think I understood where Nanny was coming from, because it really wasn't, I don't think it was malice, like Matt was saying, like, she gonna talk her junk, but she also mean it in a way of like,
I care about it.
I care. So that was, I understood.
Right. So,
and then it was also like, you know, that saying like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but it's like, I know the tricks I know. I know the tricks of this world. I want to keep you safe from what I do know. But yeah.
Because you know you can't trust everybody.
Yeah. Alright. So I put a question up here that says, anyone at any time, like Matt at the time, you felt uneasy about being around, like you knew and loved that person in private. So like, in other words, so you remember when Matt I keep calling Matt like I know Matt George. Sorry, no disrespect. I'm just thinking about the book.
And I think that's understood. We're all being reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not addressing any unreasonable comments.
Okay, gotcha. But I'll just say Matt because I'm just. But as Matt described, like going out with Hope, was like Matt sometimes felt uneasy or scared or like I know and love you in private, but I kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I should be out with you public. Like, was there anyone in your life that you?
Yep, my best friend again.
Oh, okay.
Just because he just lived his life as he did from his own experience, and it wasn't that it was just something new. I didn't want to be away from it. I wanted to draw close to it because it was also teaching me, again, you can't see yourself until you see someone else, something like that. Mm-hmm. It was teaching me how to be more like me. I don't act just like him, but he showed me it was okay to be in my own skin. And even if people do judge you, who cares? Because I'm finding the joy and the love within myself. So, that's what I would say.
I would definitely say my last relationship.
Really?
Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily like I've seen it displayed, but like we had a moment where we were out and
you were the prude, weren't you?
I meant kind of sort of, but like holding hands in public.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying it was also out of fear of like,
yes,
I don't know what.
The fear of, these people will terrorize me if they see me being
who I am. So yeah, and that was a rift in the relationship. But I learned, and I meant going forward, it was like, okay, give me a hand. I don't care. And like I grew, and now I'm like a better person, and it makes me think of Beyonce. Beyonce coming up all the time. Ring the alarm, because this person did teach me something. Now I'm just like, I'm okay with it. I'm open with everything. Because also, because of that person, I had a conversation with my niece and nephew, like, oh, this is who I am. Because this person was around.
Really?
Yeah.
I know it was that recent.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they knew their Uncle Sean.
I mean, I told you about my brother and sister.
Was different.
Because when I sat them down, my brother looked at my sister and was like,
but
I told you.
But it was like, they was never going to like say it, or my sister never said it. So yeah, that was that.
I feel like they probably would have asked me. At least my brother would.
I mean, I feel like siblings is different though.
They're around the same age as your niece and nephew. That's all.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm way older than them.
All right. How do you feel about the line, being queer is a journey?
Because it is.
I was going to ask a follow-up question. What has your journey been like? Let me put my Oprah on. Is that too much to unpack? Okay, we can stop right there. Because when I tell you, you're like, honey, life ain't always been no crystal stair. We can leave it at that same answer, okay? That line was heavy to me. I had to run it back. I said, did Matt just say what I think?
Woo!
Because, again, back to the title, back to what the topic is of at hand.
You know our girl that we always reference.
Which one? Oh, yes. Okay. We got to find that and put that in here. Baby. Yeah. I mean, that line was heavy. That was not even profound. It was just like, yes. That's the book. Close it. We're done. Where's the Oscar? Where's the Grammy? Whatever books are supposed to get. That was that for me.
I mean, we didn't even say words, but we understood.
We understood. I hope y'all understood. If you don't, yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that. That was enough.
Today trained me.
Yeah, that's how. When I tell you, I played it back, and I had to think about that thing. I said,
okay.
I mean, I was driving. I said, honey, I might need to pull over because
sometimes it be like that.
A journey, like my girl said, it's the journey. I'm still here. Because that was that. Okay, I'll leave it there because that was a line.
I do love that song, Tisha. It is very good, and I love it. It's a really good song.
I really do like that song too.
It's one of my soul songs.
Okay, so next question. How do you feel, or excuse me, how do you believe the HIV/epidemic shaped the LGBT plus community then, during the height of the epidemic, and now?
Significantly, but of course not as intense, because the situation now, thanks to science and the work of very, very intelligent people and people that care, the risk is not as dire as it was. Then it was such an epidemic because people, as they said, were dropping like flies. There's countless stories of celebrities and regular people that knew a lot of people that passed away in such a short amount of time. And it's always interesting to think about as a person in the LGBTQIA plus. Sorry, I had to breathe. Community now versus then, and where would I be? And even not where would I be, had we known, or maybe had the science been able to progress faster, the people we would still know, because now, this is a side note a little bit, but I know every generation has like a name. Like we have the boomers, we have Generation Y, millennials, Gen X,
Gen Z.
And there's one generation that's called the silent generation, which is the generation after the baby boomers, I believe. But I think about the silent generation of people that passed during that time, because this is a conversation I've had before, but I don't see a lot of older queer people because a lot of them passed away. But I thought about that, or people have brought it up, and I've had discussions about it, and it's like, oh, why is that? Oh, that's why. And I'm always pleasantly surprised when I see older queers. That sounds awful. The
queers.
The queers.
The older queers.
When I see older people that are in the community, and especially when I see older couples, because it's like, wow.
Beautiful.
Again, you can't see yourself until you see other people. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because sometimes possible. I don't know how old I will live. Because I'm just like, I haven't really seen any old people.
It's like living, and then it's like living as this. Like,
But that's kind of my whole opinion about that and the rap show.
So I definitely believe at first, of course, then, and like everyone know, it was not just within the community, I think just worldwide. Yeah. It was the stigma, and it was like, oh, you're gay. Oh my gosh. And when that was happening, because it was like, if you're gay, it was just automatically connected. It was like, you can't be it. Some people sometimes thought like you couldn't be one without the other, or if you didn't have it, you was going to get it. Like if you think about,
it was inevitable.
Like you think about the show, and I know you haven't finished it. We're gonna get to it, but Pose.
You gonna put my business out on Beyonce's internet?
We can edit it out.
On Beyonce's internet,
we can edit it out. But like on Pose, when like people would go, they would always talk about going down to the piers and they would say like, be safe, you know, do you have condoms or whatever, even if you're not having sex. And that was always the thing. And it's just like, now it's just, you know, that was that, because it was like, you would think it was inevitable. So now I do think like tremendous work has been done scientifically. I do think, and this is an aside to that or in connection, the whole COVID pandemic that we are living through and is trickling and doing whatever it's doing right now. But you know what I mean? I love the science things.
I just got COVID for the first time like 2 months ago. That was awful. I almost died.
I'm so sorry. But you're still here.
Not,
I'm still. Okay?
I mean, I didn't.
But I was just gonna say, like, in relation to that, like, if you think about like all the hysteria from the beginning, where there was this idea, and then it's almost like people didn't really care to a certain extent until it started affecting us, or more people that you were related to, and you could see yourself again in how it was affecting you, or could affect you,
and how it really was.
Yeah, and then it kicked into overdrive, and it wasn't like it was a black and white thing, because that was a joke for a long time. It was a joke. We know it was a joke. The Lord, some of the other people got offended.
Me and my family was in the house like, well, I guess we good.
We melanated. We good. That was a joke. The other people did not take it that way. But it was like, we saw it wasn't a black and white thing. It was everybody. It also socioeconomic. It didn't matter if you were young, old. If you was out and you could get it, you could get it. So I felt like that was a throwback. Not really, because we know that HIV was sexual, or you know, the needles, sharing the needles and stuff like that. But the point I'm trying to make is like, we saw how like people's perspective shifted and changed about it once more people started to get affected by it.
And once we understood more, of course.
Right, because I forgot the original working name. You know how they have like a working name for it was something gay related. I forgot the term. I really want to say like grass, but it was like gay. It was something gay related virus. I forgot the term. Somebody out there y'all know. We could find it out later. But they tried to make it, that's the gay thing, until you started seeing straight people get it. You started seeing women get it. You started seeing.
They did that with the monkey pox.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing. It's just like, again, these viruses don't know who you are. Like, it's a virus and it's doing its job.
Yeah, it's not like, that's the gay one.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're straight. I'm so sorry. I gotta leave you. I gotta leave you alone.
You got all the parts that all these other people have, but
yeah, you're straight. No. So I think that is like the paradigm that is like really, I guess, becoming normalized now. And then now it's just, I think within the community, it's just almost seem like sometimes a lack of knowledge. And that's a whole nother conversation, because again, you don't ask and you talk to people.
I was going to say that I feel like though science and care and effort has brought us a long way, we are still working on the social aspect.
Yes. That's what I'm trying to get
the knowledge thereof, because not that, of course, it's not even touching the intensity that was going on in like the 80s, but my experience as a black gay man, every time I go to a clinic, it's just like, oh, you got a 50-50 chance. Watch yourself. And it's like,
you've been having sex.
You've been having the sex.
You better be careful.
Which position you in? Uh-oh. And it's like, okay, well. So the more knowledge there, but it's not even that. I was saying with the socialness, it's about how we perceive people being who they choose to be with, because a lot of it comes out of fear, of why people don't get more informed or protect themselves more,
or the ignorance.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
All the connection to that. It's like, oh, I gotta be on the. We got sneak, and it's like, but you're not taking care of yourself.
Yeah. It's a lot.
But
All right. Next and last question I have. This is back to a well-written line in the book, and I think this was going towards the end. And this was around the time that Hope, had to come to what Matt thinks, and what a lot of the family members thought was the virus at the time, but they were also putting it on different things in the family. But Matt said in the book, and I thought this was profound because I was like, "Ooh, you went there." Talking about blackness, or talking about our blackness, just as a whole, black people, if you will. The line was a blackness that can't tolerate or protect queerness. Do you have any feelings about that? Thoughts? Ideas?
I mean, much like we kind of talked.
About the other line? Oh.
No, I mean, yeah, the other line.
Yeah.
But like you were saying with like the virus, it doesn't really matter who it is.
Yeah.
You're just a person.
Yeah.
And that is kind of how it is, period. I'm not gay because I'm still black.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. What?
There's an episode of The Read.
Oh.
I know, and this was like a very serious, like they were in the read portion of it, and they were talking about some issue, and Kid Fury just yelled out,
"And you did
queer people are black too!"
You literally did.
Like
oh,
that.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I totally agree, because that when you say it all the time, but speaking of the layers, it almost, I want to say sucks. I feel like there's a better word, but it discounts who we are, because it's like, I'm a black person who, I happen to be gay or queer. Or I'm a queer person who happen to be black. However you want to look at it.
I'm still black.
Yeah, I'm still black. I'm having the same issues you having, Miss Mamas, Mr. Sir, whoever.
With the extra of y'all being on my back about.
And then you also not protecting, right? And you're also not protecting me or my interest of who I am. Not even just like saying if I'm in the wrong, but just the fact of like me just being a human being.
But
so
yeah,
it's just,
you feel offended by that for whatever reason,
right? So it's just like
it's gonna expose something in you.
And it's right, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like, where do we go from here? Because a part
we go to learning, we go to respect and understanding, because that's ridiculous.
It is. It's totally ridiculous, and it makes me think. And not saying that Matt's family was like really horrible to Hope, but could you imagine if Hope was, I would say, or any Hope in general, was like more well received? And it's like, oh, not only, you could live your life and be out there, but you could stay in this room. We can make sure you have a job, make sure you're around more, and you're not going to be in quote unquote an unsafe environment. And
no one's to say that that's what.
And not putting that.
And to be fair, I want to say Matt's family
was great. I mean,
a lot of graciousness compared to. Not saying they were doing exceptional, but compared to how most families.
Yeah, a lot of black, a lot of minorities in general.
Just period.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of families in them.
Yeah.
Because again,
A1.
It don't matter if you're trans. Across the board, most people.
Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which.
Well, it's like, they still gave Hope some space.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just my idea on it. I thought that was, again, a heavy line, only because, again, it's just I not only am I dealing with your oppression family member or other Black people for being who I am, I also got to deal with being Black with you when I go out here to the world and how they see me.
And how the world perceives me as being someone that is gay identifying. Because not only is it you that are giving me grief about this, I also have the world giving me grief about this.
On top of, you're Black.
And I have grief about it from, according to y'all, the Almighty. So this is even an existential layer to this.
Right. Yeah. Like, and it's just so much. What do you expect me to go do? Just go crawl in a box and leave the world alone?
That's what a lot of people would like us to.
Until we give y'all
like
things that
harm us to get out of this world.
Right. But it's also until we give you all things that you all see as useful. It's just like...
They know until they're like...
No, but I'm saying, like, I say that, and the first thing that comes to mind...
I still don't like you.
That too, but I'm just saying, like, the first thing that comes to mind for me, and a lot of times, because again, I feel like many, and it might be a coping mechanism, but I feel like many people in the LGBT community are intelligent. But just like we got to be quick with whippersnappers.
A lot of people that grow up in the community have to grow up faster because we have much more experiences where we have to mature and grow, and emotionally,
right?
Just from either bullying or just having to mask different things. So we grow up faster. So
right, and I mean, I was gonna say that. Plus, I think there is a persona about many of us, which I don't want to say this person's name because they are giving us a bad rap in this area. Y'all might know who I'm talking about. But most of the time, we are quite fashionable. So a lot of these labels, you know what I'm talking about? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you after this. But most of these labels, most of these famous popular labels that these rappers and all these big names are wearing, it's not something gay. So it's like y'all drenched in a gay person made it, or this, but it's like, again, y'all don't see the value in who we are when we're just trying to live and survive. But
I mean, I really don't think they care.
Which again is sad when you think about Blackness and how we were all supposed to be together.
I mean, there's going to be some type of grouping, but it's the destruction of the connection that has us so contentious with one another. But that was chapter
9, and it was losing hope. So don't y'all forget, we don't want to lose faith. So keep the faith and
don't lose hope.
Don't lose it.
And
that's a word. Like,
please share,
comment, subscribe,
all the things.
Share.
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for dedicating some time to watch this. You all have a wonderful rest of your time.
We appreciate you all being here.
Bye.
Bye.